Star Wars The Last Jedi is released in cinemas today. So I thought I'd put together a list of fragrances that you never knew your favourite Star Wars characters were wearing. Stay tuned to FM. So just before we start, I need to let you know I could not secure copyright to use John Williams' Star Wars soundtrack in this video. So I'm going to have to give you my interpretation and then we'll just layer that underneath the entire video. So here we go. So we can just loop that underneath and that'll be fine. Two of my biggest passions are fragrances and Star Wars. So whenever there's a new Star Wars movie out, I feel like celebrating. So I'm doing that by putting together a list of fragrances that your favourite Star Wars characters are wearing. This is my official list. I have been in touch with George Lucas and he has 100% confirmed that this list is entirely unofficial and is in no way endorsed by Lucasfilm. So there you go, straight from the horse's mouth. So let's kick off with the list. It seems customary to do an honorary mention. So my honorary mention is actually more of a mention. The reason for that is I don't own the Star Wars figure and I don't own the fragrance, so I'm just mentioning it. My mention is Obi Wan Kenobi. Now we're talking Obi Wan Kenobi, original Star Wars, Tatooine, A New Hope. Nothing about the prequels will be talked about in this video. What prequels? So let's think about this. Obi-Wan is a hermit, he lives in a cave, he doesn't really come across many people, but he cares about his personal hygiene. He wants to smell good and smell clean. Obi Wan Kenobi is going to be rocking the classic Brut. It's good enough for him, gives him a nice little scent, he's not bothered about impressing any of the Tusken Raiders, and he wouldn't want to compete with their beast mode choice anyway. Obi Wan Kenobi is wearing Brut, so that's the mention. Moving on into the list. So kicking off the list, sticking with a Jedi Master, we have Master Yoda. Now, not a lot of people know that there was a bit of footage cut out from Return of the Jedi. The scene where Yoda is on his deathbed, spoilers, sorry, and he's having that final conversation with Luke Skywalker, just after he utters the immortal words, "There is another Skywalker." Well, the editors cut the film there, but they actually filmed a little bit more that we didn't get to hear, so I'm going to tell you what that was. Just as Yoda was about to die, Luke says, "Whoa, whoa, 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 Master Yoda, before you pop your clogs, what's that fragrance you're wearing?" Yoda turns to Luke, and with his dying breath, he says, "Oud Wood." Every little critter in the Dagobah system is wearing Oud Wood. It's a swamp planet, but it's full of trees, okay? They live in a wood, so Oud Wood is the perfect fragrance. Master Yoda died on his bed wearing Oud Wood. What a way to go, classic. So before we move on from Oud Wood, there's another guy in the universe wearing the same fragrance. Yep, it happens. People go out wearing the same fragrance. It hurts, it's a pain, but we've got to deal with it. These other guys live on the forest moon of Endor. They're surrounded by woodland. The other guy that's wearing Oud Wood is our favourite Ewok, Wicket. Look how happy he is. Next on the list we have everyone's favourite lovable droid, R2-D2. Now, I wanted to include R2 on this list, but I couldn't really come up with a decent fragrance that I think R2 would wear. So, bear with me on this one. R2 has been accused of being a bit of a rust bucket. So, rather than a fragrance spray, R2 is opting for a fragrance oil. The oil that R2 is going to rub into his creaky metallic joints is an oil-based version of Feve Delicieus. This is a perfume parlour oil, and the main reason I've gone for this, and this is why it's perfect for R2-D2, is the oil bottle is the same size as my R2 Star Wars figure. Look at that. Moving on to the next on the list, sticking with droids, we've got R2's best buddy, 3PO. Now again, being a droid, 3PO is not really much of a frag head. so he wouldn't really know which fragrances were good and which were bad. So he's one of these droids that just chooses off what the bottle looks like. So 3PO is choosing Paco Rabanne's 1 million. Gold bottle, gold droid, it's perfect. 3PO's happy, he can't smell anyway. It's just everyone else around him has to put up with the 1 million smell. But, you know, you can't win them all. Next character on the list, he is a famous smuggler. Han Solo. So, Han is a cocky, confident guy. He's got the swag. So the only fragrance that Han Solo would possibly want to wear is one of the best, if not the best, King Aventus. He's a ladies' man. He loves the compliments. He likes everyone to know when he walks in the room. He likes to project. He likes good longevity. Creed Aventus, Han Solo's scent. And everyone's thinking, of course it is. Of course Han Solo's wearing Creed Aventus. I know! Han Solo's a lucky guy. He gets 2 on this list. We've done Star Wars Han. Now we're doing Hoth Han, okay? On Hoth, cold weather, full of snow. He just needs a fragrance that's working well for him in the cold weather. And one of the best I've smelt this year anyway, and I wanted to include it because I own the bottle. Spice Bomb Extreme. The scene where Han is cutting Luke out the Tauntaun, thank God he was wearing Spice Bomb Extreme because the stench of that Tauntaun was awful. It was hard enough as it was. Can you imagine how bad it would have been if he hadn't been wearing Spice Bomb Extreme? Alright, up next, Han's big buddy, we've got the walking carpet, Chewbacca. What fragrance would Chewbacca wear? If you're thinking something pungent, something animalic, something with beast mode projection, well, you'd be wrong. You see, what you've got to remember is Chewie hangs around with Han. And Han, he doesn't want Chewie getting all the attention. Han wants all the ladies for himself. So he wouldn't want Chewie wearing a fragrance that is projecting as good as, if not better, than Aventus. So Chewie's actually a pretty classy, sophisticated guy. He's got a sweet side, likes a sweet fragrance. He also likes a fragrance that's the same colour as his fur. Chewie's rocking Serge Lutens Chergui. Watch the Star Wars trilogy again, listen carefully, and you'll hear Chewie saying Chergui. Moving on, next on the list. As a kid, growing up, one of my favourite Star Wars figures was the Stormtrooper. Now for some reason this guy's looking a bit yellow, he's stained, I don't know why, maybe I dropped him in something when I was younger, I can't remember. Anyway, Stormtrooper is going for one of the best clones out there, because he's a clone. Yeah, Stormtrooper's rocking Haramain L'Aventure, okay? One of the best clones for Aventus. Yep, I know there's the Armoff clone as well. I haven't tried that one, I'm sure it's just as good, so that one would be interchangeable with L'Aventure. So if you would, cast your minds back to Star Wars. The scene where Han Solo is chasing the Stormtroopers through the corridors of the Death Star. Why is he doing that? Why is he so angry? Why is he yelling? Because he thinks they're wearing the same fragrance. Han's running down the corridor after the Stormtroopers, he's yelling at them, ah, and he's thinking, no goddamn clone's wearing the same fragrance as me. The Stormtroopers are running away from Han, they're thinking Han's projecting, his scent bubble is colliding with our scent bubble and it's the same, and we're baddies and he's a goodie, that can't happen. They turn around, they have a confrontation, and Han's all like, hey guys, come on, I'm Han Solo, only I get to wear King Aventus. And the Stormtroopers are like, oh, Solo, okay, no, we're on an Imperial wage, we can't afford Aventus. We have to go for L'Aventure by Haramain. It's about a fraction of the cost, and it's also the best clone. And Han's all like, oh, okay, takes a clone to know a clone. Boom! Dead. Stormtrooper, L'Aventure. And I think it goes without saying that L'Aventure would also be a solid choice for shiny Captain Phasma. Next on the list, it's the one and only Dark Lord of the Sith. Everyone's favourite villain that we love to hate, Darth Vader. So let's have a think about Darth. This guy is bad through and through. He likes to wear a fragrance that projects, that's strong. He wants everyone to know when he walks in the room. This guy is serious dark side. So naturally, he wants a fragrance that reflects that. Vader's going for Nasomatto's Black Afgano. Dark side juice, dark side kind of guy. Also, he likes the hash note in there. So that scene in Star Wars when Vader walks into the room and the guys around the table start getting strangled and they can't breathe. They're choking on the Black Afgano. You see, the thing about Darth is he over applies. He thinks the more he puts on, the badder he becomes. So he walks into that room, they can't stand it. His scent bubble is potent. What would you expect from a Dark Lord of the Sith? So, Vader, Black Afgano. Okay guys, this is the last one. There is one major pivotal character in Star Wars that we haven't mentioned. It has to be Luke Skywalker. And this was a great excuse to bring out my signed Mark Hamill Empire Strikes Back photo, which my good friend Mark bought me as a present. Thanks Mark for this one. I hope you're watching. So what would Luke Skywalker wear? Well, Luke's a bit of a pretty boy. He likes to please everybody, likes to be a crowd pleaser. He wouldn't be going for anything that was too much of a bad boy fragrance, so we're not talking Black Afgano or Spice Bomb Extreme. Luke Skywalker, all day, every day, is rocking Dior Sauvage. Sauvage is perfect for Luke. It's a crowd pleaser, it's a compliment getter, it's a good guy fragrance through and through. There's also a little hint of rebellion in there. Yeah, we'll go with that, why not? Luke Skywalker is wearing Dior Sauvage. And the other good thing about Sauvage, when Luke's taking this in his X-Wing, he's not going to worry about the cap falling off. He's doing all those dogfight maneuvers. Sauvage's cap is magnetic. No juice on the X-Wing floor. Perfect. But of course, further down the line when we get Old Man Hermit Luke, we're back to Brut. So there it is guys, my Star Wars special video. I hope you've enjoyed learning about the fragrances your favourite Star Wars characters are wearing. Please leave some comments down below, let me know what you think of this video and let me know any other Star Wars characters that you can connect the perfect fragrance for. So until next time, keep tuning into FM, keep smelling good, and I hope we all really enjoy The Last Jedi. Goodbye.